On Carter Road in Decatur, Ann Barr is on a mission.
They gotta stop this guy. He's a menace to this neighborhood. Very horrible. It's ridiculous. Show his picture to people. Oh yeah, we know him. But nobody's willing to talk about where he is.
She and her dog Roxy are on the lookout
Come here.
for a man who is more than just a neighborhood nuisance.
That's a guy, that's a guy, that's a guy.
This guy is Edward Jackson, better known as Jumper Cable Jerry.
Because he starts his pitch off with, hey, I need to borrow some jumper cable.
Jonathan Moore is also one of his victims.
He's threatened to kill me.
Who called Jackson on his bluff.
And as soon as I confronted him, he went crazy. So next thing you know, he walks to the ditch, grabs a stick about 6 feet long, about this big around, and comes waving at me with this stick. And he says, you better back off, you white MF. Better back off. I'm gonna F you up.
Jumper Cable Jerry has been at it for years, and there's surveillance video to prove it.
The doorbell rang. This man was standing at my door and he says, hey, I'm your neighbor.
I said, well, how can I help you? He said, well, I need your help. I need you to jump my car off. I said, okay, I can do that. And then he said, but the car's up at the auto parts store.
Starts with the jumper cables, immediately becomes, I need a ride to the parts store instead. And comes back out to the person that brought him and says, they told me it was 80 bucks on the phone, but now it's $160. Can I borrow some money?
He was very convincing. And he said, can you please loan me $120 until 5 o'clock? And so I did, because I thought he was a neighbor.
It's the same old spiel which most have heard about by now.
Yeah, okay.
And Becky Stovall has even written a song about it.
Jumper Cable Jerry, you're getting kind of scary.
Well, he sparked my attention, and it was the historical figure for our songwriting group, and that's who I chose as my historical figure. He's been here since 1991, as far as I know.
I will not go to AutoZone, you cannot bum a ride.
We looked into Edward Jackson and found he is no stranger to the law. DeKalb County Police have arrested him 14 times in as many years for theft, DUI, and lying to officers. And after getting out of jail last July, another warrant was issued for Jackson after he failed to appear in court on a battery charge.
And yet he remains at large. It's unacceptable.
We hang up signs, and he comes right behind us and pulls the signs down. So
we went looking for Jumper Cable Jerry.
Do you know when he moved or where he moved to?
Okay,
Do you know if he lived here at any point?
It turns out
How about you need to jump some cars off and stuff?
police found him in Atlanta 2 months
You
ago
got some idea on you?
and took him back to DeKalb County
That was
Jail.
Jackson? Okay.
Ain't no bad guy, man. I know Officer Peter.
We have enough
Okay, turn around, man.
to get a successful prosecution, but it's going to be up to, what the prosecutor presents.
Meanwhile, he's still threatening to bash my head
In court, victims sounded off on
and
Jackson.
a bunch of folks have literally hundreds of stories.
I was a victim of this gentleman here.
it's a shame, because you want to help people, but you don't know who you can trust.
And the judge ultimately denied his bond. But Jumper Cable Jerry has already left his mark.
I will not go to AutoZone.
It just makes you stop and think, wow, who can you trust and who can't you trust? It's hard.
Jumper
Yes.
Cable Jerry, somehow I know you lied.
His victims will not feel comfortable until he's locked up for good.
Like a bandit, you